All right, viewers, let's start with some news coming in from the West. Now, the U.S. Justice Department says a photo of President Donald Trump that had been removed from the latest release of Jeffrey Epstein files has now been restored. Officials said the image was taken down for review after concerns were raised about whether Epstein's victims appeared in the photograph. After an internal assessment, the department said it found no evidence that any victims were depicted and reposted the photo without alteration. The image shows a desk with an open drawer containing a photograph of Trump with several women. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche said the removal had nothing to do with Trump and was done out of caution. The document release has drawn criticism from both parties after heavy redactions and missing material. The Justice Department says it acted in response to requests from alleged victims and their lawyers. Trump has denied any wrongdoing and says he was unaware of Epstein's crimes. Let's now welcome Matthew Wadham, who's an American journalist in this discussion here. He joins us from Washington. Hi Matthew, thank you very much for joining us here at NewsX World. Matthew, are we to believe that the lawyers of the Department of Justice who uploaded these documents did not vet them enough for the victims' lawyers, their lawyers, to raise concerns about these images were posted? Because the reason that all of the files have not been published as of now was given to be that heavy redaction is required to protect the victim's identity or not intervene in the ongoing criminal investigations. Then how could this faux pas really happen?
What the Justice Department has said seems entirely reasonable to me. The Epstein Transparency Act says that that photos that feature victims must be redacted, and other material that pertains to ongoing investigations must also be redacted. So the explanation that the Justice Department has offered is entirely plausible.
Sure, but Matthew, I'm trying to ask you, how was this vetting not done earlier? How did the Justice Department upload these images in the first place if there were concerns about revealing the victims' identities?
Right, I was just going to say that the Justice Department has not been doing a very good job. They were supposed to, according to the law that Congress passed a little over a month ago, they were supposed to have all of this done by December the 19th. And apparently they did not prepare properly. They did not have enough, reportedly, according to CNN, they did not have enough people, enough attorneys reviewing the files, hundreds of thousands of items, and they just did not get it all done in time. So I would not be surprised if mistakes were made along the way. So yeah, the Justice Department has not done a good job fulfilling its obligation under the law, which was to publish everything not starting on December 19th, but everything was supposed to be completed by December the 19th, and they have definitely fallen down on the job. So much so that one congressman, a Democrat from California, Ro Khanna, has threatened to impeach Attorney General Pambondi over it. Now, if the Justice Department succeeds in getting the material that's required to be released done, if it succeeds in having it done in the next few days or weeks, then I don't think there will ultimately be a problem. But they definitely seem to be breaking the law. And and I also have to wonder about the law itself, if it's flawed, if there's so much material, why was the government only given 30 days to go through and perform its redaction duties? That doesn't seem reasonable to me. However, the law is the law, and the Justice Department should have complied with it, and apparently through its own incompetence has failed to do so, and that may result in impeachment articles against Attorney General Pambondi. It may also result in lawsuits being filed by people demanding that the Justice Department live up to its obligations under the Epstein Transparency Act.
And Matthew, if you have any more information about the other files that were removed, have they also been restored?
No, I don't have any information about those.
All right, sure.
About any files you're saying that were put up and then were taken down. I don't actually have any inside
All right.
knowledge as to that. As I've said, the Justice Department has screwed up, and let's hope they get their act together.
All right. In fact, there's also not enough confirmation if the 16 other files were also removed, because agencies have not been able to verify. Of course, that image number 468 was not there, was very apparent in the list of the files that were uploaded, which pertain to the image of Trump with the other women. That has been restored, but well, we'll look out for the other evidence that has been removed. But for now, Matthew, thank you very much for joining us and sharing all that you had with us.
Sure.
And we now move on, viewers, to talks on the Russia-Ukraine war. Now, talks between U.S.